Just a really quick glance at us at Greenlight. So we are an independent agency based in London. As you can see, we cover a multitude of sectors in terms of different areas in the world, including retail, and we cover 29 languages and 42 markets. So we're quite all over the place. But in terms of Black Friday and what we personally have found, like, granted, this is not going to be all like news to you or something mind-blowing, but I do feel that quite often we forget the essentials about Black Friday. And one of the things is how the state of retail industry has been developing, predominantly that 54% of millennials are doing their purchases online, 75% of consumers are conducting their research online, and 62% will not visit a brand anymore if their mobile experience has been crap. So the world of retail is extremely online-led, and the research is happening online. So we need to be present there. I don't know how many of you are watching the Google live stream series, but they've recently posted this about Black Friday and Boxing Day. So as you can see throughout the years, it's not so much a spike anymore on one day. It kind of goes throughout the time. And what Google are expecting is that in 2 weeks prior to Black Friday, that's when the boom is going to start, rather than it spiking up all in one day. And we also need to remember that Black Friday kind of crept up on us in terms of the UK and continues creeping up in Europe. So like previously, before 2014, nobody really thought about Black Friday. And this little one is just a sneak peek in terms of Christmas. So quite often, I don't know if you guys experience this, but we definitely do with our customers, is that they think that they need to be quite heavily present throughout the period of 24th, 25th, 23rd December, whereas in fact the demand drops down. And what this means is that you should be kind of reacting and being ready for the demand that is out there and not wasting pretty much your money on areas where there's nobody out there. So this is just a shock factor in terms of a calendar, but as you can see, we have only 3 full weeks until the real kind of Black Friday red area starts to come out. So that means we only have 3 weeks to prepare. And some of the things that we do think is quite important to look at is, as I said before, Black Friday is not anymore just a day. It's pretty much a whole event that is becoming like spreading out 2 weeks prior to the actual day, which is what we are expecting is going to happen this year. Therefore, you need to plan and be ready prior to the actual Black Friday. And as Lorna mentioned, like a quick tip when it comes to Athena is you can actually look into top ads, for instance, and see how many of your competitors have started to mention Black Friday deals, if they've started to do it now or they're doing it 2 weeks prior to Black Friday. Same as with market trends, you can look into Black Friday terms and things like that. And last but not least, and this is quite important, you need to test prior, not during Black Friday. Quite often we see that, people think, oh, let's test during the Black Friday period, which is a big no-no, because like you need to apply all the learnings that you've had from your previous tests and learnings and make sure that you have the best ad copies in place, the best bid strategies in place, rather than trying to kind of do it on the go. When it comes to budgets, and this again is important, and this comes to the previous graph that we've shown before. As you know, we can plan budgets and we can look into the past experience and see how things have happened and look at historical data, but you also need to keep your budgets flexible. You need to be ready for the fact that something unexpected can happen. So either your competitors can be extremely aggressive or like the demand could be changing, whatever it is. Like you can plan your budget and set a higher budget aside, but we also recommend to be flexible and be ready to react to whatever is going to happen on the go. This is a quite wordy slide, but like a lot of the things that we think about when it comes to keywords and ad copy is when it comes to keywords, like obviously you need to have your seasonal terms in place. So be it either Christmas or Black Friday terms, you have to make sure that your core terms are ready to be there and react to the demand that could come towards your way. excuse me, as well as location terms are growing more and more. So if you're a retail business, a lot more searches are coming through and being used, which are like near me, nearby, and you need to be ready to appear on those terms. Then when it comes to ad copy, again, like this is a no-brainer, but you have to have your like offers visible and clear. Now with the 3 headlines and 2 description lines, you need to make sure that that punchy offer is at the very beginning. Make use of promotional extensions. Again, they're there for us to kind of take advantage of it. So make sure that those are in place as well so that your ad copy becomes more punchy. And as we say, create the FOMO effect, so the fear of missing out. Just have countdown ads in place so that people can see either how many days or hours are left until the offer is off. I know that everyone hears this from Google so much, but like focus on mobile is a thing. Like we do have to focus on mobile. As you can see, 39% of purchases were influenced by mobile. People are researching and you need to be present during this research phase. So again, like nothing too groundbreaking, but like optimize for your mobile bits and be ready to kind of appear on mobile strongly. Another one that you can use, which we find very useful, is the Google Ads if function, so that your mobile ad is punchier. For instance, you can offer, as it says here, free delivery on mobile orders, things like that. And as it stands, this goes without saying, but make sure that your mobile ads go to a functioning mobile website. Otherwise, as mentioned before in the stats, people tend to not return to the brand if the mobile website is not working well. So here are some other tips and tricks, one of which to avoid, and again, I know this is common sense, but sometimes these things happen, so you need to avoid to make any last-minute technical changes to your website, like during the Black Friday period, because that can really affect your brand and affect your sales. Another thing to keep in mind is automation is key. So if it is through bid strategies or different rules that Google is offering, use them because they can help you a lot. A promotional calendar, like this is something to keep in mind for everyone involved so that you can track what kind of offers you have in place, but also people can be ready to like have all the offers in place rather than do like last minute ad copy changes, which again can turn into a lot of disapprovals and basically unnecessary errors. And another one is retargeting. Like we have a bunch of keywords that we can use in place, including generic terms. So retargeting is a good area to kind of utilize in order to get your consumers back. And lastly, but on shopping, and again, like to those of you who use shopping and know shopping, you know that these are, again, a no-brainer ones, but still I feel like it's important to emphasize, is that you need to make sure your product feed is ready and like you have all your stock levels in place. Otherwise, like it can, again, result in disasters that you don't need. Make sure that your product titles and descriptions are in place as well before Black Friday. As you can see over here, automatic updates in the Google Merchant Center will help you avoid, again, like unnecessary issues. And like segment your inventory by bestsellers, high-level, low-level products so that you can, again, segment that data and also target it more wisely. And that is me. Thank you.